It's an everyday thing, it's an everyday thing, it's an everyday thing when you let your nuts hang.
My husband told me he had a love child with the other woman. I had 5 days. Me and him was together 5 days. I was off, and he told me what all he was going to do. And one of the things I'm grateful for is the cameras in my home and around my home. It allowed me to capture something that gave me an out. The home was mine prior to marriage. The cars were mine. Okay. So he had went to his 12-hour shift, and I had the car towed. I rekeyed the locks during the 12-hour shift. I upgraded my security system during the 12-hour shift, called in some friends, packed up his stuff, rented a van, had everything taken to a storage facility, and they are used to situations like this. You can give the person custody and right to the storage facility. Only thing is you lose your deposit fee. Did that. Then I did the keys, I did the security system, rekeyed everything, did all of that, okay? Then I sent him a long text letting him know what I had done and that he no longer could come to my home, and I post no trespassing signs, okay? That was a woman who knew she was done. It wasn't no tiptoeing. I cut it at the neck. I was done. And in 8 months of him moving, I was divorced and did it on my own. Anybody who can't afford a lawyer, you can walk through the system if you don't have any. We didn't have any kids. We didn't have any property. And I was able to do it on my own. Okay. One thing I say is I was quiet the whole time. We had these 5 days for me to absorb what he was saying. I was quiet, and I was able to schedule the alarm company to come after hours. I was able to schedule the locksmith. I was able to make sure I had transportation for his things. I had done signed the agreement for the storage shed. I was quietly planning how to get this man out of my life. Sis, don't talk too much. If you're not sure what you're going to do, be quiet. Don't be aggressive. Don't argue. Don't fuss. Stay in here and think. Get you a counselor, talk to a legal representative, a lawyer, and a good friend, especially one who's been through it. They might can give you some guidance. You're going to be on an emotional roller coaster ride, but you can get through it if you begin to fight for yourself like you do everybody else. Fight like your life depends on it, because it does. Your mental health depends on it, sis. Fight. Don't give up. Don't lay down and die. Fight. Get up. You got this. You can get through it. A lot of us did. And some of us are getting through it now. Much heart always. D. Hey, sis. I took care of myself too. And I hate to hear the lie that people tell that, oh, she won't let me get a divorce, or she don't want a divorce. We're still in the land of no fault divorces. So even though my husband was missing in action and I could not find him, the sheriff tried to find him and serve him. I hired a processor that tried to find him and serve him. And then I went to the judge and I was able to put it in the paper. Yes, we still have newspapers where you can post a divorce and serve them that way. I am not a lawyer, so always consult get legal advice. But I was able to go through the whole process and get a divorce for under $550. And that was a filing fee, filing it in the paper, paying for the server and for the sheriff to try to serve him as well. That's the most that divorce cost me. Like I said in the video, we didn't have kids, we didn't have property or anything. Everything was mine prior to marriage. So it was a very easy situation. And I was able to do it. So the length of time that it took was really the time required for it to be in the newspaper, and when the sheriffs try to find him, when the processors try to find him, and then the judge replying to my response. I literally filed my paperwork that morning, proving that I filed it in the paper, and by 1:20, like 8:30 in the morning, by 1:21, my judge had signed it and it was done. I was free and cleared of that man for life. Yes. Haven't seen him since. Thanks, sis, for sharing. She is so correct. Depend on your state. That's why I said consult a lawyer, but in certain situations, you need to consult a realtor too. So look at what sis is saying. Depending on your state, And more of us women are making more money than these men. And if they're with you a certain amount of time, they can ask for spousal support, or they can claim some revenue to your property and things that you owned even before the marriage, depending on your state. Okay? Not a lawyer, not a realtor. So make sure you talk to the professionals to see what is allowed in your state. And if you're on the fence, in some of these states, it's a 10-year mark of how long a person be in a marriage. Still consult a lawyer. If you're kind of having problems in the marriage and it's getting close to that time, you better do what you got to do and get some pep in your step, because it might cost you. Freezing in fear, not knowing what to do, or being paralyzed can cost you money. If you are the main breadwinner, it can cost you money. If you already see that this marriage is not working, then don't let it be something, a loop around your neck, where it costs you your finances as well, sis. Thank you so much again, sis, for sharing. Much heart always, D.
Facts, sis. You hit the nail on the head. I'm not talking about young couples, but when older people start dating, you have to pay attention to things like this. Now, prior to me and him meeting, he had a home, he had a car. During a breakup, he lost everything. He had lost his very good job, and he lost everything. So in my mind, he had the ability, to do these things. And so I was just like, going through a rough patch. And even though he was not working the level of the job he had before, the job he had now was really, I didn't think, it was like not a good adult man job that wants a family. So he actually went back and found something that was better suited, still not quite up to my pay rate. And so I was still trying to be supportive and thinking that this was a man that just needed somebody to support him through a bad period. Bad idea. The youngins can start off and work together and build together. But I think when you're in my age group, that you need to make sure the person is where you are or better. Definitely when it comes to women. You don't need to let a man merge or move in with you. It creates the prize mentality, and it also creates resentment. And at some point they start hating you. It's almost like they're jealous, and then you become the enemy. And so it didn't start out that way. Like I said, he had things prior to me. And during the course of losing a job and a relationship, he lost all those things. And he was bitter. He was bitter from the relationship. So I don't think he had an opportunity to heal from that. And then he got complacent where he felt like he didn't have to do anything because I had so many resources. So I learned a costly lesson during that relationship. And it does say a lot about where I was with my self-esteem. So we have to hold ourselves accountable as women, because the things I did then is definitely not the woman I am now. So another content creator said that women tend to date at their level of self-esteem. So I had to put myself in check. Therapy has created a whole nother woman. And even though I was going through therapy with him, when I met him, the woman he met and the woman he didn't watch growing before him, I was changing. So it was very interesting that he didn't notice the changes, because once he said what he said to me, it clicked. I'm done. I'm good and done. And it put things in action. And it was no longer the woman that was with before that had conversations with other people. I didn't need to talk to nobody. I knew what I needed to do. There was no conversations that needed to be had. I knew exactly what to do. And I was getting out of that relationship. Thank you for your comment. So sorry I went so long. But hey sis, thanks for your comment. It is so right on what you just said. A lot of women are not aware, and it's not obvious to them that they are the person the man got and not the person he wants. It might be obvious to somebody outside looking, but it may not be obvious to the person in it. And sometimes even friends don't have the strength to tell you that, because when you're not equally connected or paired with somebody, especially somebody who needs you or need the things you have, you may not recognize it, because as women, we want to swoop in and help and support a man. But when you are not the woman he wants and only the woman he got, that person will make a fool out of you. They're going to get their footing, meaning get in a better financial state, and then they're going to show you the realness of who they are when they find the one they want. And I need to remind women, rich people are not the only one that can do prenups, because some states, a man can still put claims to your assets even if they were yours prior to the relationship. So if by chance you think you should support a man and marry a man and you have more than him, get a prenup. Go to a lawyer and get something signed that he signs, that he understands everything you had prior to the relationship belongs to you if the relationship ends. And again, I am not a lawyer, but be smart, women. Do not make the mistakes that so many of us have made in the past and are eating financially because of it. This man put me in a financial situation I never would have been in if I didn't support him. So please learn from our mistakes. And thank you for your comments, sis. It is so true. I receive that and understand it so much better now that I was not the one he wanted. I was only the one he got. Much heart always, D.
Hey sis, you're right. In some of these situations, it is illegal to lock a person out without an eviction notice, or depending on the situation and your state. That's why you have to talk to a lawyer. If you recall in my video, I said that the cameras caught something. Without going in great detail, I was able to legally lock him out. In certain situations, if your safety is in question, you can contact your local domestic center, which can assist you with a safety plan. You can also get a temporary protective order. Those happen very quickly. A lot can happen in 5 days, which will also allow you to legally get the person out of the home. And that also can allow you to serve them during that time, serve them with their divorce papers while they're locked out. And there's a lot of things that can happen. And also, because of what the person knew I had, they understood that it was better for them not to come back. And so just when it comes to things like this, it's really individually tailored by that person's need. So yes, we want to make sure we do everything legal. That's why I constantly say consult a lawyer. That person would know what is legal in your area. But if your safety is in jeopardy, I don't care if you own the house, I don't care what the situation is, get out and go to your local shelter, your local domestic centers, and get the appropriate assistance you need. And in some of these centers, they help you with paying for divorces, they help you with relocating, they help you with navigating through the legal process and making sure you and kids stay safe. So above all, get help and don't wait to move in silence if your safety is in jeopardy. Above all, do whatever is best for you to protect your physical, mental health, and your well-being, and your children if children are in this situation as well. So as I said, always consult a lawyer, but get out immediately if your safety is in jeopardy. And thank you so much for sharing, because that is facts. If you do not have certain circumstances that will allow you to navigate through the legal system and do things a little faster, you cannot do that. So thank you so much for sharing. Much heart always, D.
All right, everyday people, man. Y'all heard it first here, man. She did man. I wouldn't say she did him dirty, because he actually did her dirty. But, you know, when you do dirt, you can do, when she say, what did Michelle Obama say? When they go low, we go lower, or something like that. I'm lying. Michelle Obama didn't say that. She said when they go low, we go high. Still go low. Go low. Never go high. I mean, it depends on the situation. In this situation, she had to go lower. In other situations, there are many situations where you want to just be the bigger person, and sometimes it hurts to be the bigger person. And you know, if you really want to get over something with no issues, sometimes being the bigger person is the best thing to do. But in this case, she went lower. But there are some things I want to point out. Seeing that this is a woman, and there's a lot of women in the comments. Yes, queen, you the best, queen. Thank you, queen. These men ain't nothing, queen. But at the same time, if I'm actively watching these shows, these dating shows where women are coming to want to be with men who have something so they can move into something, and they don't want to be the breadwinner. So but that's not the reality of life. This is the reality of life. There might be a woman who makes more than a man. And she also pointed out that that man had something prior to meeting her, but he lost it all in his previous relationship. Then, so she knew he had potential to be something, but once he got her, he stopped doing what he was supposed to do. And that is evolve in a relationship, evolve financially, evolve in your career, and evolve, you know, within your home, like, you know, with your woman. Instead, he went out and had a baby by another woman, which is absolutely insane to do that when you have nothing. So you don't have no car, you don't have no, you know, no home, you don't have no savings or whatever the case may be. I'm assuming he didn't have much, but you know, a man can always find a place to stay. And again, it's not the woman he wants, but it's gonna be with the woman he gonna get, and whatever she may be, he gonna find a place to stay. Okay, and that brings me to a point where I say there are men who get complacent with women, especially if they make money. But you can't be a cheater, you know. You can't be a narcissist. You can't be an abuser. If your woman is financially holding down the house, you got to be more of a you got to be actively showing her that you can take care of yourself. Not only that, you got to actively show that you want to do better to one day take care of her, so she don't have to, you know, foot the bill. And if you can treat her like the lady she is, then that's great. You know, if you could treat her like the lady she is, and you could you know, buy her flowers or take her out to dinner, those things matter regardless of your financial status. So, and I'm speaking this as what I see from my experiences in life and how I see this situation. But, you know, as far as her talking about, you know, women getting prenups and stuff like this, you know, most people, yeah, they may have a house, but it's not much. And then they don't think about getting prenups. Men with money don't even think about getting prenups. You know what's crazy? This woman as people in the comments are actively saying get a prenup, but if a man asks a woman for a prenup, she's like, no, this marriage is for life. No, it's not guaranteed though. I want to marry you for life, but it ain't guaranteed. So if you're not signing this prenup, and there are people who say, okay, we're just not gonna get married, and the relationship pretty much be over with, and that would be fine with me, you know. But I see some other comments. Girl, he was jealous of you and all this. Like he very well could have been. But I say that to say this: not all men are jealous of y'all women. Don't think just because you make money, a man is jealous of you. Now, you can be actively using your money to put him down as if, oh, since you make the money, you could just do whatever you like. And I've seen that in a relationship, and I'm just like, you know, you ain't gonna just treat me like crap just because you make money. Like, that shit don't mean shit to me. Like, I was never poor. You know what I'm saying? I might have had my bills paid and not have much after, but I was never poor. But again, that's why you got to show women that you actively trying to make extra money. Cause once you start making money, then they're gonna be like, oh, now you can pay for stuff. So then you paying for stuff. But then what that does is it puts you as a man in the cycle of continuously being broke, because you're trying to keep up with her and her lifestyle while trying to build a business or while trying to save money, and you're constantly keep staying in debt. And I learned maybe you need to leave her. Maybe that ain't the relationship for you, because if you with that person, you gonna always stay down. And I said that because, you know, there's been multiple times that I've been down, that I've had to leave a relationship just to come up. And I was like, man, it wasn't me, it was the relationship. It was the things that we was doing. It was our lifestyle that was holding a man down. This women, y'all could use this too. Like, if you're in a relationship where a man is keeping you from working, a man is keeping you from, you know, going to school, like he's not helping you around the house so you can better yourself, or if a man is not teaching you something, or you know, giving you the praises to like keep going and strive to do something better, then that, you know, you need to step away from that relationship, because it's going to be a controlling relationship, and at the end you're going to leave with nothing, just like that man did. So beware of those relationships, man, because it's not just this woman, it's 1,000 men, but it's women that actively are dating men that they're taking care of, or they're marrying men that they taking care of, and they're blinded by love. Because, like you said, you can see it from the outside looking in, but from, you know, the optics of it, you would think you in a loving relationship until you have a baby on you, and then you be like, damn, what did I do wrong? A lot. You just didn't see it because you was in it. When you in it, that's all you see. When you on the outside looking in, you be like, damn, look at all that garbage around them, surrounding them, and she can't see it because she inside the garbage and she can't see out of it.